Anju.
Hello, sir.
Today we will try to understand something about small-scale enterprises. We will discuss the basic management, basically some of the management issues related to small-scale enterprises.
Professor, can you tell me why is it that some companies are large and some are small?
Well, that's a basic question. Essentially, some things cannot be produced in a small company. Take the case of a car. You need a lot of investment, maybe hundreds and thousands of crores of rupees. You need hundreds of people to employ. You need very sophisticated technology. On the other hand, the small scale company doesn't require that sort of a investment, technology or anything, as we have seen in the case of the video of Softel.
Well, we started very small. After this idea came to our mind to manufacture it, we started with about 15 lakhs capital with around 7 people and a rented premises. So the idea was that once we make a little bit headway and success of this idea, then an organization can be built around this.
In short, your financial position, the type of technology, the cost, the market conditions, and the managerial capabilities determined what sort of a company you can have. In almost all cases, small-scale enterprises are managed by 1 or 2 individuals.
Sir, are there many small companies in India, and are they important to the economy?
Yes, Anju. In fact, they play a very key role in the economic development of the country. I think about 1.6 crores of people are employed in the sector. There are about 28-30 lakhs small-scale firms. In fact, about a third of our exports are coming from the small-scale sector. This is the case in most of the countries, whether they are developed or developing. Let me also add that although this sector is very vibrant, not all firms do survive beyond maybe 5-6 years or 10 years. There are 2 types. Some of them fade out in 5 years. Some of them do grow over a period of time.
All this is very interesting, sir. Now, can you tell me why is it that all small companies are not successful?
I think I should start from scratch. The choice of a product or activity that you want to do, the what to do question. Let's see how Anil Jain started the Softel and why he chose to have ice cream makers as the first product and then added on new products later.
Yes, sir.
Anil, you have an excellent educational background. You are an engineer, you are a gold medalist from the Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. And when most of the students go for lucrative jobs in private companies or so, why is it that you did not go in that line, you started on your own?
Actually, I had a lot of opportunities to go in for a corporate job. But then I always wanted to become on my own boss. That was the first thing which I had the streak of being independent. I figured it out that I probably cannot work under somebody, and my creativity and my freedom to explore would definitely get curtailed if I would join a company, having experience working in a company for some time during summer training. So this is the prime reason why I always thought that a corporate job is not what I would like to do. It's a question of being whether you want to be a subject in a big kingdom or a king of a small kingdom.
And why this sort of a new product?
Opportunity spotting becomes very important. That when I went abroad, I saw that a lot of consumer durables were available in the market there, which are not being made in India. And that's an opportunity. So we wanted to encash on that opportunity. When I came back to our country, I saw that some of the ice cream makers were being made in our country for the last 7-8 years, but the kind of product they had or the kind of product attributes they had, it still offered a lot of opportunity to improve. So I thought a distinct opportunity exists to make a product of this kind in this country.
What sort of special features you thought you could add to this product?
The very first thing is that most of the Indian products are poorly designed in terms of engineering, and B is they are very poor in aesthetics. So when we took some of the products from abroad, we never wanted to lose on aesthetics. And then we wanted to create a product which is well engineered and properly priced to attract the right kind of volume.
So, Do you mean to say that the choice of a product or service is very important for the success of a business?
Well, to me, that's the most important thing. Then comes the management. Management, which means that what to produce, how to produce, where to sell, and things like that. Very often, many of entrepreneurs do not realize the significance of management. They only worry about the choice of a product. Let's see in the case of Anil Jain, how he managed the whole business and how he built up the whole organization over a period of time.
Any small entrepreneur has limitation on capital. What we did was that we did not invest in any major fixed assets. Being an engineer just came in very handy for me because we started developing our molds and tools which are only required for our product, which nobody else would make for us. So we invested our money into that particular area. And slowly, once the product was put together, I approached the bankers who were willing to give me a small loan against putting this product into the marketplace. And the idea was that with a small capital, we were able to assemble our product together. And the moment I had a product in my hand, I could show it to my prospective distributors, dealers, my bankers and everybody, and they would appreciate, because it being a good product, being something different, well engineered. So everybody was willing to help me at that point.
Right. There are two types of questions. One is about the capital.
Yeah.
Did you have so much of this 15 lakhs of investment that you wanted, or did you do some other business to start with? Or?
Yeah, initially it is always better to start with small opportunities. Like I started with trade, because that is where the capital is not needed. You can practically begin with zero capital.
Right.
Because if for a sincere and hard-working person, trade credits are available where you can get the goods on trade credit and sell in the marketplace at a profit, realize the money and give it to your suppliers, and you make some money as margin. I think that's a very sensible and very practical way of making some capital.
Especially for people who don't have.
Yes, especially for those people who don't have. They should always bring, the first thing they need is A, gain some acceptance in the market, and B, make some small capital.
Yeah, that raises the question as to how you got this sort of a product accepted. You got the bankers and distributors all right, but how did you sell to the customer? How did you convince the customer that this product is good?
Any small entrepreneur who begins has always a lot of marketing battles, a lot of battles, small battles to be fought. Now, after having engineered the product and after having made the product, there was one more problem of marketing the product in the entire country. So we started by concentrating on a smaller area. For example, we started only in Gujarat.
Right.
Because A, we have capital limitation, B, we had manpower limitation, and C, we wanted to test out the product, whether the product is well accepted or not. Now, we found that among Gujaratis, this kind of product, because they are ice cream loving people, and therefore this Gujarat offered a very good opportunity for us to test out our product. And we wanted to encash on the earlier usage of hand crying koti, which gave us an idea that people in Gujarat do love that homemade ice cream. And therefore, and even abroad also, we came to know a lot of Gujaratis, when they're returning back home, they buy this kind of product for their home.
Did you do any market research the conventional way or not?
No, frankly speaking, not. Because the conventional market research have their own limitations, and basically if you're in your heart convinced about your idea, I think there's no harm in going around, and there's always, we did a lot of talking around.
Informal market.
Yeah, informal market survey, and plus a lot of talking around to dealers, distributors. These are the people who are in trade. They know as to what product would sell and what would not sell. So we did this for pricing, for example. When we went to dealers, we asked them, this is the product, what price do you think customer will buy it? They would give us a definite information about it.
Also, you went by that sort of an impression when you had to decide the price.
We did, cost is one aspect. Cost of manufacturing is one way of deciding the price. The second aspect is whether the market will pay, how much will the market pay. Right. And we thought, and when we talked to dealers, the dealers were quite positive about it, and they told us that yes, market will pay you the price. And that is the reason why, in spite of the fact that an ice cream maker was available for 800 rupees in the marketplace, we started with 1400 rupees as our initial price. Because they told us that yours is a very good product, so don't undersell it. You charge properly and market will definitely pay you. Today that 800 rupee product is not available in the market. They have already, the factory is disclosed. The factory has shut down. Whereas our product is going from strength to strength.
Right. What is the sort of, how many pieces you are selling now?
We sell about 50,000 pieces per annum.
And the first year turnover was in terms of volume?
In terms of volume was about 12,000 pieces.
Oh. So that's more than 4 times.
Yeah, 4 times a year.
4 times growth. In 4.5 years?
Yeah, 4 years. 4.5 years that we are around, yeah.
Anil, introducing this sort of an innovative new product in the market would not have been very easy. You must have faced several challenges. Can you tell me something about some of the important major challenges you faced?
Each functional area of finance, marketing, production, we face these problems. In fact, to relate you one episode that I went to a very senior banker with my product and I thought I was very excited about it. When I showed him the product, I said, sir, we wanted finance from the bank for this. And he told me that I am advising you, please don't go into it. Not that A, bank will not give you any finance, and B, please don't put your money into this project. So this kind of demotivating factors you have to keep facing day in and day out. But if you're clear about your goals and if you're committed about, if you have the conviction of your ideas, I mean that is the only thing which will see you through. Similarly in production we face this problem because we being a small company, we are not able to get good manpower. In marketing also, when we go to the marketplace, though dealers do 1:1 talking, they do tell you that the customer is willing to give you the price, but the brand becomes very important, whether your brand is known or not, the product quality, and slowly, I mean this is a matter of time before people realize that the product is good and the brand is good and the people behind it.
How did you promote the brand?
Yeah, so the very first marketing challenge we faced was how to brand or how to coin a good brand name. So which was where I think our educational background, me and my wife's educational background, it helped us in terms of coining a proper brand name. And as I said, if you are emotionally committed to a project, a lot of things happen on your own also. I mean, because you are practically breathing that project, you're drinking that project, you're sleeping with that project. So you know how things move.
Did you spend a lot of money in promotion?
No, not a lot of money. No, not a lot of money. Unless till such time we were clear with the product, unless we had given the product in the market, then after that we approached Mudra, that is advertising agency, to do some bit of initial launching exercise for us. But that was only after 1 year of us around, having made the product, having produced the product and having put that product into the dealer shelf, that we started advertising the product.
Did you have demonstration classes or anything like
Yes,
that?
yes. In fact, since this being a new concept, it was very important that all new concepts, they require a lot of demonstration, a lot of convincing. Unless the customer has seen the product in operation, has used that product, the customer is not willing to put his money. So we realized this fact that being a new consumer durable, and we were for the first time trying to promote it in a very organized manner, and therefore we decided to hold a lot of live demonstrations at the house of the people, in the societies, in clubs, in various exhibitions that are being held. In fact, we also innovated with an idea of starting ice cream classes, wherein we advertised in the newspaper and we conducted free ice cream making classes for the benefit of the ladies. Now that helped us in two manners. One was that we got association with home making of ice cream, and B, our product also got a lot of exposure, that it's a product which really churns out very delicious ice cream. So these kind of small innovation, they always help you a lot in terms of promoting a new product, and very cost effective manner, because your finance is always constrained. Therefore, they help you in terms of promoting your product at a much lesser cost.
Did you make any product?
The advantage with us that we, from day one, once we engineered this product, we have been carrying out small changes depending upon the feedback from the market. For example, abroad, all the food containers are made of stainless steel. Now, in tropical country like ours, in India, we face that heat is too much, and therefore stainless steel is a poor conductor of coldness or the heat. We substituted with a hard anodized aluminum container. Then we designed two attachments, citrus juicer and coconut scraper, which is very unique for India, because India, single utility product or single purpose appliance, people are not willing to pay that much money. So we converted this into a citrus juicer and also a coconut scraper. I don't think worldwide anywhere you will find an electric coconut scraper. But that's where our engineering skill and our emotional commitment to the product did help us a lot.
And that really takes us to another question as to the new products you have launched. I mean, you said that for this you have two accessories, and that adds extra value to the people.
Yeah.
So you have introduced other products also?
Yes, in fact, once we tested success with ice cream maker. After 2.5 years, we started thinking that now the brand has to be built in terms of having an entire range of small value appliances which are useful for kitchen. So we started thinking in terms of in that direction, and then we listed down a couple of products which can be very profitably made and introduced in this country. Say for example, we thought of soda maker which can make fizzy drinks at home. Then we thought of hand blender, which was a very popular product concept abroad, but not fully exploited in this country. Then we thought of, in fact, we also started looking at the conventional products which are being made. For example, mixer grinder has been made in this country for last 35 years. But if you look at the aesthetics and the engineering part of our mixer grinders, they continue to be the same, what they were being made in 1965. Now I call that as a major opportunity if somebody is able to do, or if we are able to do a good re-engineering of that product, which is what in fact we have already done, and we would be definitely introducing a re-engineered mixer grinder shortly into the market. So this is where we have already taken up development of 8 products, different products, all of which are very innovative in application and aesthetics and are well engineered.
In terms of pricing, do you match the conventional functional sort of products which are not aesthetically good, or do you price a bit premium for this generally?
Well, we don't consciously charge any premium for this, no. But the reason is that since we are paying excise and we are in organized sector, we from day one we have never dabbled into tax evasion, and therefore that's the reason why our product become a little expensive as compared to products which are not paying these taxes. But I find that now the customer's acceptance of a branded product is growing, and therefore down the line I find that more and more branded product will be demanded in the marketplace, because only the branded products can deliver reliability, while unbranded products are always, when you don't have a bill for an appliance, you can never check back to the manufacturer of the appliance, and therefore that realization is dawning on the customers at large, and therefore we should be gaining by that train.
And you distribute to the same channel or not?
Yes, we do distribute, because we would like the product to be available as close to the customer as possible.
Right.
And these dealers and distributors have a lot of value addition to be done in terms of servicing of the customer, right, making the product available, collecting the data from customer. So these are basically nothing but an extended arm of our marketing division. So therefore we do deal through the conventional channels.
So the after sales service is provided by the dealers, or you have your own field engineers?
No, we have our own field engineers, because that helps us in giving a very qualitative service to our customer. The dealers are basically nothing but a reference point for a customer. They come and register their complaint with the dealers, and our service engineers, they keep touring them. And if there is any complaint, they pick it up and they solve it. And it gives us confidence also, and it also gives us very vital feedback in terms of the product quality. There can be sometimes a very small, very hidden flaw which comes to fore only when the product has been in the field for 2-3 years. So that kind of feedback you can get only when you have got your own people in the marketplace.
And you have national coverage for all the products, or you have started launching in different...
By and large we have. In fact, we are launching in terms of potential.
Right.
We have expanded our market in terms of the potential of the territory. For example, some of the states we have practically not gone are Bihar, Orissa, and Northeast, that is Assam. We have not consciously gone there. When you have limitation on capital, it makes sense to limit yourself to areas where you can efficiently use your capital. There is no point that one should not be emotional about it that I am not an all India company. But no, the day will come, you will become an all India company automatically. Because you should have wherewithal to deliver those basic functions needed of marketing in all the territories you cover. If you are not able to do it, then you should not expand to those territories.
But as the organization is growing, it puts a lot of pressure on your time. How do you manage this?
Yeah, it does. In fact, the problem is twofold. That good people are not willing to join a small company, because they always think that there is a limitation to their career options. But we have found a solution to that. In fact, I always take conscious decision to promote youngsters with a lot of initiative and energy, and I personally train them up in key functions. So we have a couple of success stories within our organization where the boys were absolutely fresh and they have picked up a lot of working knowledge, right, working with me, and practically they are able to take a large chunk of decision. So I think a small company has to rely a lot in terms of training of youngsters with initiative, rather than look for trained manpower from bigger industries. And this kind of thing, I think innovation is very essential in manpower management. What we are doing is we have taken a conscious decision not to go to premier institutes for recruitment. We are recruiting MBAs from not premier institutes. I would not call them second run, but I will call them not premier institutes. But there are a lot of young talent available. What basically I look for in a manpower or a proper person is that he should have initiative, a zeal to learn, zeal to work hard, to achieve something in life. I think probably because I am an entrepreneur and therefore I tend to look to those entrepreneurial streaks in the people I recruit. Because they must know that they are going to work with an entrepreneurial company, and therefore they have to be ready to face certain hardship in day-to-day working. They are not going to work with unlimited capital, unlimited resources, unlimited facilities, and they should be aware about it. Second thing, most important thing I do is that for a particular company I always look into the key persons. I have, for example, today with me about 5 key persons who are basically able to manage company even if on day-to-day basis, even if I am away for 15-20 days. My job is now limited to giving the overall planning, talking to bankers, talking to other marketing companies, manufacturing companies, taking up new product development, talking to foreign suppliers, exploring the foreign tie-ups, looking into export markets. So these are the areas which are open for me and which now I can, because once that conventional part is taken care of, I can look into that.
What sort of growth vision do you have for the company?
Today we are about 10 crore worth of company, and in 5 years down the line we would like to grow to about 100 crores. And we have chosen that 10 products with about 10 crores each. I'm just doing loud thinking is what should get us there.
It should not be a problem.
Yeah.
And it means rapid growth.
Yes, it means a lot of problem solving, a lot of small crises, and I think that's a part of the growth. I mean, whenever you take a decision that you want to grow from here to here, you will have to be mentally prepared to take certain problems in your stride, certain crises in your stride. Somewhere you will feel that maybe did I take a right decision or not. But that goes on. It is a part and parcel of an entrepreneurial life that he keeps struggling with an opportunity, because his nature is like that. The moment all the problems are sorted out, it is not like he's sitting and relaxing. He wants now new problems, new opportunities. And again he wants to solve those problems and again grow. So it is not a destination, it is a journey. You know, you have reached 100 crores, then 5 years down the line again you want 1000 crores. It's not that you want to stop. Now that is not because you are interested in making money, but it is that growth is a way of life with you. In fact, within our company we always think 5 years down the line where there will be a lot of strong presence of multinational brand, and how do we figure ourselves. So we said that we'll figure ourselves as a strong Indian successful brand, and with something which is very market smart or street smart.
Anju, you must have noticed that Mr. Jain was very clear as to what to produce, when to produce, how to produce, and where to sell. These are some of the basic qualities of a good management. In fact, for each business, there is a set of key success factors. It depends on the type of business. For instance, in the case of Mr. Jain, you have the quality of the product, the price, the aesthetic look, and the distribution, especially when you have a new product. So these are the basic things for successful management of a business. And those entrepreneurs who realize the significance of these key success factors, they make it big.
Sir, should all enterprises be in manufacturing?
Of course not. In fact, most of the smaller businesses are in the service sector, which includes several activities such as maybe running a restaurant, maybe tailoring activity, or even courier service, or typewriting, or whatever is there. Even photography, processing. These are part of service sector.
So one last question.
Sure, Anju.
Do all companies that succeed initially continue to grow?
Well, ideally they should have, but it doesn't happen so. If you take smaller companies, there are 3 categories. Some of them survive for a few years and fade out. Some of the others who continue and limp on, I mean, they are not making a lot of profits, they just survive. And there are few other firms which tend to grow. And if you look at these firms which grow, essentially the success factor is that their adjustment, the ability to adjust to the changing customer requirements. You have to meet the customer requirements. What sort of product they want, what sort of service they want, what sort of price they can afford, what sort of distribution you can do. So those firms which are able to adjust their activities according to the changes in the environment, they continue to flourish and become big. And that's, in fact, that is what happened in the case of software. If you look at the management of a small business, basically we start with the choice of a product. It's the basic question is that what to do. Very often many entrepreneurs do not realize the significance of it. Then comes how to run the business. And there also many people stumble because they do not find out what are the basic success factors. What makes a business tick? The type of product is only one thing. Then you must be able to communicate with the customer and tell the customer this is the best thing for them at maybe whatever price they can afford. So the communicating that and delivering the product and then ensure that the customer is happy. Only if the customer is happy, you will be able to succeed. That is the basic essence of management of a small business. And for entrepreneurs who are able to understand this and adjust their activities accordingly, they continue to flourish.